Today I have such an exciting video. Palantir stock popped on Friday, reaching $45 and setting a new all-time high. But could Palantir stock skyrocket from here? The stock is up over 20% this month and is in fact up over 114% since I made this video back in May, where I went through why the stock is such a huge opportunity and the catalysts that were going to drive the stock to new all-time highs. But the important question now is, can this rally continue? Palantir earnings is less than 2 weeks away and this could be make or break. But there is also talk of a short squeeze with Palantir stock at its all-time high and short interest increasing daily. In this video, I'm going to analyze Palantir stock and what we can expect in the short term, but I will also discuss a reason why Palantir might keep on rising throughout 2024 and 2025. This is a must-watch video for Palantir stockholders. Before we get into the video, if you find any value in this, can I ask you to smash the like button? It literally costs you nothing, but it helps me out so much. I'm aiming to get 400 likes on this video. Help me hit that goal. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification if you're new so you don't miss out on any new content like this. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, so always do your own due diligence. Now there's a lot to discuss, so let's get straight into it. So what is Palantir Technologies? Palantir is a software company that builds the world's leading platforms for data-driven operations and decision-making. Palantir specializes in data analytics. Its software lets businesses capture and integrate data, develop and manage AI and machine learning models, and build applications that incorporate those data sets and models. These applications help workers make better decisions, and Palantir develop long-term partnerships with organizations working together to help them realize the value in their data and transform how they operate. The company provides solutions for many industries such as automotive, cyber, financial compliance, law enforcement, and defense forces, among others. It serves various private enterprises, public institutions, and non-profit organizations. Palantir is a fully global company and has operations in North America, Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, but Palantir is headquartered in the US. So that's a very simple breakdown of what Palantir is and what they do. Now, Palantir recently debuted a new product called AIP, or Artificial Intelligence Platform, which brings support for large language models and generative AI to its existing software. With industry analysts having praised Palantir for its technology developments, ranking Palantir as a leader in the artificial intelligence and machine learning and data science market in many reports over the past 2 years. Looking at the recent investors' presentation, Palantir reported encouraging financial results in Q2. Palantir beat analyst estimates with very encouraging results, pretty much exactly what I predicted in my Palantir earnings preview video, and the stock has been on the rise ever since. US commercial revenue grew 55% year over year and total revenue grew 27%, but only 7% from the previous quarter. Its customer count climbed 13% from the previous quarter and a whopping 83% year over year, with the average existing customer spending more. In turn, revenue increased to $678 million and Palantir recorded GAAP EPS growth of 500% and an adjusted EPS of 9 cents. Now importantly, Palantir recorded their 6th consecutive quarter of GAAP operating profitability and their 7th consecutive quarter of GAAP profitability. In a lot of ways, Q2 2024 was by far Palantir's best quarter to date. They have increased their income, they have increased their customer base, signed 96 new deals of at least $1 million or more, and Palantir have ended the quarter in a better position than before with no debt and $4 billion in cash and cash equivalents. But Palantir also signed major new deals in recent months, such as the deal with Tampa General Hospital, a deal with Starlab, and a partnership with Polaris, and this is on top of agreements earlier in the year, such as the deal with the US Army to deliver the Titan next-generation deep sensing capability, which is worth over $180 million. And just a few days ago, Palantir announced a strategic partnership with L3Harris Technologies to propel advanced technology development and accelerate L3Harris digital transformation. The company's complementary capabilities, including L3Harris sensors and software-defined systems, and Palantir's AIP platform, will together enable new levels of capability and resilient connectivity to ensure that warfighters can make more informed and faster decisions. L3Harris and Palantir's strategic partnership encompasses a variety of ongoing initiatives, including collaboration on US Army programs like Titan, which I've already mentioned, and other efforts aligned with the US Army's unified network strategy. Together, the two companies will work together to develop solutions that will push computing to the edge and help lead the future of communication and tactical decision making. So this follows on from other deals between the companies, but again it highlights the incredible use cases for Palantir's AIP platform. Now, when we look at the charts, we can see that Palantir has been on this current upward trend for months, and I don't see this changing anytime soon. This chart looks bullish from every point of view. Now, back here in May, which I have circled in white, is where I started talking about Palantir this year. I hadn't discussed the stock since early 2023, but it was at this point that it became clear to me that Palantir was going to run hard. At the time, Palantir was just $21, so it has more than doubled in that time. But I do not think that this run is over. Now, something that we've seen very recently was this. Billionaire Israel Englander sold 59% of Millennium's stake in Palantir and has opted to pile into a stock consumers absolutely adore. Now, in this case, if you're thinking that he has sold Palantir to buy another AI stock or technology stock that Millennium Management see as having more upside, I'll save you the time from having to look this up. Millennium Management have bought up more than $300 million of Coca-Cola stock. So they have opted to take profits at a time when Palantir is at its all-time highs, and they have reinvested into something that would be considered to be very safe with dividend returns. Now, while this alone is not that interesting, it comes at a time when we've already seen Peter Thiel sell off $1 billion worth of stock and CEO Alex Karp sell off stock. Now, I've seen this doing the rounds again, where people who are bearish on Palantir stock are highlighting these stock sales. But the fact is that Alex Karp has been selling stock every few months like clockwork since the day Palantir went public. And nobody's really highlighting the other investors who are investing more into Palantir than ever before. But with Palantir at all-time highs, this does lead to the inevitable. Short sellers eye Palantir should you buy the dip. Now, this is such an interesting piece, and I will just take a very quick look at it. It highlights here that Palantir stock is finding resistance at around $43 a share, as short interest has climbed by 45% in the past month. Now, the stock has already broke above this, with Palantir stock reaching $44 on Friday, but that will surely increase the appeal for short sellers. Palantir is unique among software as a service companies, but still faces a high bar when it comes to convincing investors. Investors may not get a large dip. The stock is more likely to be range bound. Now, as it says here, one reason for the choppy price action may be found in the short interest, which has climbed over 45% in the last 30 days. Palantir has been a target of short sellers because by all normal measures, such as the price to earnings ratio, the stock is overvalued, even among technology stocks. And when you combine a high valuation with significant trading volume, conditions are ideal to attract short sellers. But are they right? Will shorts manage to drive the price back down, or will there be a huge Palantir short squeeze? Now, let's just remember that we've seen all the same things being said about other companies before, once the stock price goes up 2x or 3x in a short time. The same was said about Nvidia last year, after Nvidia went from less than $15 at the beginning of 2023 up to an all-time high of $50 by year end. But now Nvidia sits at a new all-time high of over $140. AI is changing the game, and while Nvidia is considered as the picks and shovel leader in the AI gold rush, what sets Palantir apart from its competitors is its artificial intelligence platform, AIP. This lets customers use Palantir's AI and machine learning tools with the large language model of their choosing within Palantir's Foundry or Gotham platform. In the company's own words, these offer the ability to construct a model of the real world from countless data points. AIP, then, is the way for the companies to link those data points in a way that drives meaningful return for businesses. This will be the key as AI moves into the next phase. And remember too that Palantir did recently join the S&P 500, which means that by default, more investors than ever are in effect buying into Palantir by buying into the S&P 500. All of this does not bode too well for the shorts. But although I don't think there will be a big short squeeze, the question should be asked of whether or not Palantir is overvalued at the current price. And this is a very good article from last week asking, is Palantir stock too expensive at $43 now that the stock is trading at all-time highs? At the moment, you see a lot of people talking about how the valuation no longer justifies the stock price. There are so many articles asking, is the stock now too expensive? Even over on Seeking Alpha, the sentiment seems to have gone very bearish over the past few weeks. Where previously this was all bullish articles, now there seems to be a lot of bearish talk. But I do not agree, and I think that the next earnings report will prove to be make or break for Palantir's current trend. Should they smash analyst expectations, then the stock keeps flying. But if they fail to meet expectations, then it really could plummet. And Palantir earnings is coming up in less than 2 weeks. Now, the last time I did an earnings preview video on Palantir, I was spot on with my predictions for all the growth figures as well as the revenue and EPS prediction. If you would like an earnings preview over the next few days, then drop a comment below and let me know. If I get 600 likes on this video in the coming days, I will make the earnings preview once that happens. Most of Palantir's 2024 rally can be credited to growing geopolitical uncertainty and hype surrounding AI-related companies in general. That said, it also enjoys strong operational momentum. Second quarter revenue jumped 27% year over year to $678 million, driven by demand for its data analytics software platform. Now, like I said earlier, most of Palantir's most recent growth isn't coming from government clients. Commercial revenue is now driving growth, with commercial revenue up 55% year over year. And that said, this is a very good point. The company's increasing reliance on private sector growth will force it to compete with well-capitalized rivals. These include the world's biggest software-as-a-service company, Microsoft, which enjoys more name recognition and a likely more advanced AI business because of its part ownership of industry leader OpenAI, the maker of ChatGPT. And I will make a very good point about this in just a moment. But guys, how would you rate Palantir versus Microsoft if these companies were going head to head? Now, obviously, Microsoft is one of the biggest companies in the world, but which of these do you think has more upside potential with both stocks currently at or near their all-time highs? Now, this article finishes up saying that Palantir's valuation is hard to justify, and this is a point that is shared across almost every article that I read about Palantir. All across Seeking Alpha too, all these analysts are taking the same viewpoint. Despite giving Palantir ratings of A and A+ for growth, profitability, momentum, the stock is being rated F on valuation. So let's be very clear and simple about this. When Palantir rose from $7 to $20, the exact same things were being said. When it hit $30, more and more of these analysts started saying this, and since it's hit $40, it's increased even more. But let's not forget that they're all pointing to the exact same thing. They are all pointing towards the forward PE ratio being so high and being so far above the S&P 500 average. But then we have this article that rates Palantir as one of the 2 Millionaire maker artificial intelligence stocks. And this makes some very good points. Companies like Nvidia have been in the limelight with their powerful chips capable of training AI models. But those models eventually need to be deployed for real-world applications, and this is where Palantir comes into play, by helping customers do that with its artificial intelligence platform. And it's worth noting that the second stock on this list is Oracle, a major company who have partnered with Palantir. But guys, what do you think? Is Palantir overvalued at the current price, or do you think that this can keep going? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. There's a lot of talk on social media right now about Palantir, but always do your own due diligence. Remember that I'm not a financial advisor, but if you enjoyed this analysis, then please like and subscribe. I hope you make a load of money on this stock. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll catch you in the